What is up, YouTube? Not recording. The Buff Shaman is here again. It's supposed to be getting some upgrades soon, so stay tuned for that. However, before that, right? Let's get into this video by Mori. And it is titled... Oh, wait, hold on. And it is titled... Give me a second. Fuck, I gotta edit this shit. I'm not editing this shit, bro. What the fuck? Yeah, oh, fuck. Yeah, I am not editing this shit, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you, gang. You're just gonna see this shit exactly how it is. I am not editing this shit, bro. I am being lazy as fuck right now, bro. Not gonna lie to you, gang. While I fix this, how is your day today, huh? How is your day, you know, buddy? Anyway, besides that, yeah, man, it's been a pretty good day for me, you know. I gotta go to work, but it's whatever, you know, man. It's whatever. Boom! Here's the video, finally. Here's the video. This is gonna be a pretty quick video. The video is by Mori, and it is titled Gen Z Has No Survival Skills. Now, I did see the thumbnail. It was, I think it's about this fire that happened in a bar or something. And for some reason, the people just didn't fucking leave. They were like cheering at first. Some guy tried like take like a fucking like towel or something and hit it, but of course that shit didn't work either. But it's like, why didn't y'all just leave? Like a lot of people, like most of the people who are still alive from that fire are alive because they just left. And a lot of people died because I think also how it was in the video I saw, there's people like trying to jump out the window, right? And they're all like jumping on top of each other. So it's like doing that thing, right? And it's making and it made it hard for people to actually like get out, you know what I mean? But fuck it, let's watch the video.
Guys, I just gotta say, this is one of the worst examples of bystander effect that I've seen in a while. And this is what happens when you mix idiots and alcohol at 1:30 a.m. in the morning in a club with highly flammable materials attached to the ceiling.
I think it's a ski resort. This is so avoid. How much people could have already? See, there's people already leaving, right? I think they're leaving.
And this incident with all these retards literally celebrating and.
My bad. I was gonna say like, literally at this point, if everyone just left, if there's like a fire alarm or something, like just have the bouncer or bouncers or security or club owners, whatever. Have them forcibly exit people out of the building. Why? This shouldn't even be a thing.
Recording the ceiling on fire ended up killing 47 people, 47 individuals, ranging from like 18 up on over to I believe 30 years old.
Out of pocket for that shit.
Ladies and gentlemen, I just gotta say, if you're in a club with styrofoam attached to the ceiling and the ceiling starts igniting into flames of falling
That was styrofoam? That makes sense why it caught so easily too.
fire, why the ever-living fuck would you just stand there, dance, record with your phone, start jumping up and down like this is totally normal, like this can't kill you? Like, I am genuinely amazed.
Natural selection, bro. Like, it sounds very fucked up to say. Natural selection. You see a fire that big, right? Already. Right? Of course it got bigger. Why didn't you just leave? Why? Like, you know what I mean? Like, at that point, leave! Tell everyone, hey, everyone, leave! This is very flammable. Get out the way. Get out the building. And then if they don't listen, they don't listen. But that's like, what the fuck? That's crazy to me, bro. I'm not gonna lie. Wait, there's no fire extinguisher or something?
At the negative levels of IQ that I'm seeing in this video. Everybody in this video who was jumping down and recording has absolute zero survival skills and have displayed insurmountable levels of stupidity that I just cannot comprehend. I just don't get it. And I just want to read this headline here that says about 40...
40 killed and 115 people were injured? This is so avoidable.
People were killed and 115 injured in fire at bar in Swiss ski resort of Crans, Montana. And this happened in Switzerland. Just for reference, Crans, Montana is a ski resort in Switzerland, so it's kind of like its own territory. Very beautiful, scenic place, right? Where a lot of, wealthy, rich people go to vacation and party and whatnot. However, according to this article, they say about 40 people are believed to have been killed and 115 injured after a fire tore through a crowded bar during a New Year's Eve party in the Swiss ski resort of Crans, Montana. Swiss police confirmed several dozen partygoers were dead. The victims could not be immediately identified because of the severity of their burns, the ministry said. It confirmed arson was not responsible, with the blaze thought to be the result of an accident. And in the next segment, I'm going to show you guys exactly what started the fire. The club owner or promoter is entirely to be blamed for this. For some reason, there was styrofoam, I believe, soundproofing on the roof or the ceiling, the ceiling of the club, while some bottle girls were carrying some sparklers while serving drinks. And yeah, everything went to shit after that. As you can see here, it's an image of people holding up some champagne or whatever wine with sparklers attached to the bottles. And massive correction, I thought these were bottle girls. I guess not. Here we have some other club attendees holding up the champagne as well with the sparklers attached. And as you can see, the styrofoam ceiling, typically people use this to soundproof their spaces, their recording studios, etc. I don't know if there's a room up.
Why? Like, we shouldn't need to do that for the bottom, right? Because that's a part of the roof. Even if it was a room, you just put it around the room, right? Or am I tweaking? I don't know.
Above the base floor where people are partying that they don't want noise to transfer to. And based off of some info I'm seeing here from someone who knows a little more about the story, they say that, and TLDR, because this was a pretty long read, they basically said that this club was in the basement of a building.
In the basement? What the fuck, huh? Alright, we're gonna read this real quick. Tony Truant says, listen to me closely because I'm not going to mince my words. This massacre at the Constellation in Crans, Montana is an accident. It's a premeditated slaughter, a chain of criminal negligence that reeks of greed and utter contempt for the lives of the young. Yes, I'm furious and I stand by every syllable because anger is the only response worthy of this abomination. Those kids, teens, often minors, crammed into a basement turned nightclub were burned alive because of a string of rotten choices made by adults who picked profit over safety. I'm not going to
From someone who knows a little more about the story, they say that, and TLDR, because this was a pretty long read, they basically said that this club was in the basement of a building, which would basically explain the soundproofing on the ceiling. As you can see here is the place where people were partying. This is in the basement of, I don't know who owns this place, but clearly it's not safe. And they're using the soundproofing to make sure that whoever lives above or whatever facility is above the club isn't going to be as exposed to the loud music as it would be without the soundproofing. Additionally, I saw this image here someone posted of them reducing the size of the staircase during their work during renovations. Here, as you can see, is the staircase before renovations and the staircase after, right? So definitely a little smaller, as you can see here. So essentially, this is how the club looked, right? I think it was a small boutique makeshift club that was recently renovated sometime late last year. All right, I'm on the Facebook page here that I found, and yeah, that's the same exact place in Crans, Montana, Switzerland. But the real issue I'm seeing here is the fact that there's so many people just recording this fire as if it's normal. Like what happened to your survival instincts? Why not just run? Why not get out? Why wait so much time in order to escape this clear and imminent danger to your life? Here, as we can see here, this guy, Lord Babo, said they burned alive because the ceiling was flammable and the restaurant put fireworks on champagne, which is crazy. They need to be criminally charged for that. Like, why would you ever put sparklers or fireworks attached to champagne that you're serving to people while you have a highly flammable material on the ceiling of your club attached to the ceiling? Like, that is a very low IQ.
I think it's a two-part way of blame. The people who are recording, why don't you just leave? One. And then two, the club owner needs to go to jail for sure because that's not safe at all. And the thing is, it's like, why would you even have sparklers? Why not lights or something? LED lights, like flashing lights or something. I understand it wouldn't be like high end, but it's like, you have a styrofoam ceiling. What the hell? Like, don't even make, oh my god.
I don't understand the logic behind it. Here we have this footage of people trying to escape right now.
Yeah. And because the staircase and the fucking like door is so small, all those people just cram together, like I mentioned before. And then boom, you have people trying to jump out and all that too.
Mind you, a lot of people were
Jeez.
drunk, inebriated, high, etc. So listen,
Yeah.
man, this is why I don't like getting wasted. I don't like being
No.
around people who can't handle the drink. Especially, I mean, nowadays people just, I'm gonna be honest, they don't have any survival instincts. People are bystanders. They like to, you know, film everything instead of, you know, running or getting away from danger. Everything has to be for content. You know, people are in your goddamn way. It just feels like you're around a bunch of morons. I swear to God, especially the younger generation, it just feels like you are surrounded by a bunch of morons with no survival instincts. Then on top of that, they're drunk. Bro, it's GG's. You're jam-packed in a tight space with a bunch of no survival instinct having clout chasing morons. And a fire just so happens to break out, you might die. You might be cooked, figuratively and literally. Lord Bebo said, though, the blaze broke out shortly after 1:30 a.m. at the Le Constellation Bar in the upscale Valle or Valais Canton Resort, sending panicked revelers fleeing as emergency crews rushed to the scene. And I gotta pause because of the music, of course, but as you can see, there's literally fire everywhere. Well, you know, in front of this guy, at least filming. And what is he doing? Just singing and what? Filming? Okay, so now he's trying to move, but like, I just don't understand how people even have the time to get out their phones. If your first instinct as soon as a fire breaks out in a club is to pull out your phone and start recording, genuinely speaking, whatever happens to you next, I will not feel bad for.
Out of pocket for that shit.
Bro, this could have been. This is so avoidable, bro. So avoidable,
Fucking crazy, man. And again in this video, Lord Bebo said, insanity, many celebrated the fire that killed them. The party guests danced, partied, and sang at the fire. They thought it's a show. Many of them died. WTF. Listen, man, trying to rationalize or comprehend why people do the things that they do in this day and age, it'll just drive you mad. It'll make you crazy, genuinely speaking. Like, I don't get it. Aside from clout chasing, doing some crazy ass drugs that has you out of your mind, I don't know. Additionally, according to this article, they say a police spokesperson in the canton of Valle in southwest Switzerland said the fire started at about 1:30 a.m. in the morning in a bar called Constellation. We know that, which is popular with tourists as revelers rang in the new year. So this was a New Year's Eve party. The police spokesperson said more than 100 people were in the building, and we are seeing many injured and many dead. So 100 people jam-packed into the basement makeshift club of a club owner who probably lives above the club. Like, I don't think, how did they even get their license knowing that, in my opinion, this is such a small space for a club for 100 people, maybe 40 max, but 100 people? I would say 60, 80 is pushing it, but 100 people in such a small space, that is crazy. And mind you guys, this is, I believe, one of the only ways.
So like, if you were to cut this bitch in half, right? This only is really space for like 2 people, and then you're walking up the stairs, right? Because the stairs are down here, so you have to duck down this, right? While there's also like probably like 50-something people pushing you forward. Damn.
These people were able to get
out
of the club. Correct me if I'm wrong. This is one of the only exits, and it's so narrow. And now people in the comments are saying, imagine the bar you're in catching fire, and instead of leaving, you pull out your phone and record it. They would rather sit and record than to seek safety. Unreal. Literally. The 45 to 60 seconds they wasted trying to record this fire could have been
much people could have been saved by them just, as soon as they saw the fire, they just immediately left.
To just running away and getting outside of the building. I genuinely don't know what is wrong with me. A firefighter said, absolutely horrifying, terrible accident. It hurts as a firefighter to see how irresponsible these bar owners have been, allowing multiple open flames with that kind of roof.
But then the thing is, right, I have to also ask, right, it's like, boy, why don't they have like fire extinguishers, or why didn't they use them? Because then that would at least help for the meantime until people evacuated. Like, come on.
Insane. It is. It really is. How did they get their club / bar license? What is going on in France, Montana, Switzerland for people to be eligible with such obvious safety hazards in their facilities?
Such a sad story, bro. Not gonna lie, such a sad story. That's another video. Such a sad story, bro. For real. I don't get it because I saw it on TikTok, right? I just happened to see it on like one of those like news TikToks, right? One of those news like TikTok pages, and I was like, why didn't they leave? Like, not trivializing it, mind you, right? But just more so as like actual confusion, because I was like, hold on, you see a fire, and you didn't leave. Why didn't you leave? And then it's like, why is everybody recording it? What's happening? I was just confused, bro. But overall, very sad situation. I'd say in general, just make sure, dog, like you go there and you make sure you don't do anything dumb. Just leave if you see something dangerous, bro. Not gonna lie, gang. That's it. But with that said, I'm see you later. Make sure to like, comment, share, subscribe, all that, right? Gonna be getting some hardware upgrades, so gonna be getting a better camera and an actual mic. Cause this is a phone, bro. This is a phone, gang. Gonna be getting me a Movo UM700 and a E-Meet. I think I got the 1080p webcam. I can't remember. It's either 1080p or 2K. Either way, it's gonna be over 1080p or 1080p and over. So fuck it. We'll have some good quality coming soon. And I'll show people to adjust it and all too. Right now I'm unfocused and everything. It's fucking crazy. And it doesn't matter. Enough of that. With that said, make sure to like, comment, share, subscribe, all that again. And I'm gonna catch you later in the next video. Peace. I gotta head to work, bro. Peace.